Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. Once again, my name is Brandon. I'm an acting and performance coach, and today I've got to jump the line from David. Thank you so much for your request. This is Easy on Me by Angelica Hale. Now, I just did a recording of Angelica Hale's Golden Buzzer performance. Blew me away, absolutely blew me away. So I'm excited about this one. I don't know when this was done or how old she is here. I just know that I'm about to watch it. It can't have been that long ago because it's Adele's fairly new song, Easy on Me. Gotta admit, not my favorite song of all, the songs. I'm excited to see what Angelica will do with it. If you're watching on YouTube, please subscribe to the channel, hit the like button, leave me a comment in the comment section down below. Check the description for all my social media links, including a link to the Patreon, Discord, buy me a coffee, and all those other things, different ways to support the channel, including a link to a PayPal page where you can specifically donate $1, just $1 and $1 a month. You can set it up on recurring payments, and that is to go toward the goal of helping me eradicate paywalls on my channel. I have to find a way to make this content, creating this content, sustainable for me and my family. And right now, Patreon, YouTube memberships are going a long way toward doing that. If, however, I can get approximately 20% of the monthly viewership of this channel to chip in $1, just $1 a month, I will eradicate the paywalls. All music reactions will come straight to the public YouTube page for all of us to enjoy together. For now, we're looking at Angelica Hale, Easy on Me. Centennial Olympic Park, downtown Atlanta.
For this next song, it's by one of my favorite artists at the moment, Adele. And I hear some cheers. I know, I love her too. And this song is one of my favorites from hers. I actually had the opportunity of being able to perform this at another awesome event here in Atlanta for a charity that you may know called Make-A-Wish. And I myself, being a Make-A-Wish child and 7 years kidney strong,
oh, wow,
it really means a lot to me that I get to give back to the community. I hope you all can find a beautiful way to connect to this song, as I do. Here's Easy on Me by Adele.
This is like 17, 19, something like that. Still so poised on stage, collecting herself, getting into the moment before. It looks great. It looks wonderful.
There ain't no gold in this river that I've been washing my hands in forever. I know there is hope in these waters, but I can't bring myself to swim when I am drowning in this silence, baby. Let me go easy on me, baby. I was still a child, didn't get the chance to feel the world around me. I had no time to choose what I chose to do. So go easy.
Nice.
On me.
I love that change. Stop. I need a minute. Okay. It's really interesting to see her this long after the performance I just watched, because I'm seeing a lot of the same things that I was impressed by in the beginning. I will say she's a little more polished on stage, a little more controlled. I would like to see her let go a little bit more. Beyond that, the emotion, the intonation, it's also there. Her expression physically, through her facial expressions and through her body language, is still just really impressive. Again, I'd like to see her let go a little more. She feels a little contained, but that could also be a part of the performance because we're building to the climax, right? You don't want to give it all away at once. So I'm really excited to see how she handles that build physically, not just vocally in her voice. As far as vocally goes, my goodness, her voice is incredible. I still am loving the runs, the agility that she has, the control that she has. She also is giving a lot of really interesting texture, particularly at the beginning of the song, the beginning of the first verse, using aspiration and a little bit of vocal fry, different things, a little bit of a crack here and there to express some of the emotion of the song. Okay, stop. Go back. What was that? Right here. Right here. What's this? It's ascending. Wow. Descending. Sorry. It's all right here. It's all right here. How's she doing that? No, 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 no. I was still a child. Didn't get the chance to. I've got to go back and talk about this one thing, because did you see what she did with Easy? So what was happening is there was a little bit of a squeeze on the voice, I'm sorry, right? With Easy on the E, she squeezed it, pulled it back, held it nice and tight, Easy, and then On Me, she let it go, let it loose, and kind of let it fly, that agility take over. Watch her hand as she pulls back and squeezes vocally. She tightens up and she's got this gesture going on. And when she lets it go, immediately she expresses it with her hand and uses her hand. I'm not a vocal coach, so I can't tell you exactly what's going on with the throat. What I can tell you is that she's got a very strong connection between where she's at mentally and emotionally and her body, both of those things, mentally and emotionally, because what's happening is that she's going through the lyrics, her body is expressing naturally what comes naturally when we think of and feel the things that she is trying to express, that she's thinking and feeling. It's not happening, I don't think it's happening in a contrived way. It's possible that this is incredibly rehearsed and that she knows exactly where she's putting her hands and exactly what she's doing with her fingers, but I doubt it. Could you have sold me on, big gestures, moving her arm up, moving her arm down? Yeah, you could have sold me that she did that, that they rehearsed that specifically. But when I see those little things like that, it tells me that possibly in vocal lessons, she was being told to visualize certain things. So if you're squeezing the note down, if you're tightening up different areas of your vocal tract, your vocal cords, express it in your body. That could be possible. And if that's what's happening, and because of the way songs are written, and they're written so well that the vocal intonation also reflects the sort of mental and psychological and emotional intent, it just creates this really holistic performance. Everything feels connected, and it makes it feel very authentic, very true. And we're gonna go back and watch that one more time. Watch her fingers. Open, down. Wow. Even on Up, when she closed at the end of Up for the second syllable, watch her fingers. Wow, that's really good. That's very good. I still love that little change. That's really great. Okay, I'm glad to see her moving. Oh. The one thing I will say is I haven't decided, or I can't tell because I don't know enough of her music, but one of two things is happening that's catching my ear. One, either she's making a decision to keep her voice weak and fragile when she goes up for those higher notes, to express or to sort of communicate the level of distress that she's feeling. Obviously, with the expression on her face, she is expressing, or she's trying to communicate extreme distress, sorrow. So it's possible that those high notes being so thin and being so fragile is a planned thing, that it is intentional in order to express more of that in a vocal way. Another possibility is that she's really that emotional and she's having a hard time containing that emotion when going for those big notes, and then it's just coming out thin and fragile. The last possibility is that she's just not, for one reason or another, being able to get up there to that level, to those high notes, and maintain that full thickness. She's not able to mix into her chest very much for some reason, whether that's an illness thing or a limit thing, just on her voice. I don't think it's the third, because I get the impression that this girl's kind of a powerhouse, and I remember her performance when she was 9. So unless she completely just burned out her voice, I have to think that she's either just too emotional and is having a hard time maintaining breath control and keeping her vocal cords, the muscles in her throat, stable, or she's using this intentionally to communicate distress by thinning that out on purpose, because it does definitely communicate, hey, I'm upset, I'm really very deeply upset, like I'm distressed, and it's communicating that well. So if that's the intent, then she's doing a great job. And if it's just the emotion, there are definitely some techniques that you can take on that can help with that. But at the end of the day, things happen to us physically when we get emotional. It just happens. Things happen to our muscles, and then we lose control of some stuff when we get emotional. So it's possible that that's it too. I don't know which it is. Hopefully, as I go through and experience more of her music, I'll be able to make better educated assessments of situations like this. But that's the best I got right now. It's so thin, almost breaking. Very dramatic. I've been noticing that for a while. Still with the hand. Love that. Watch one thing, because I'm about to make a comment that a lot of you out there might not like. So just watch this last thing for me, okay? Watch her head after when she closes the note on me. Watch what happens to it. Right here. That thing right there. Okay, so first of all, let me give all the good stuff out of the way, because her voice was beautiful. Again, it sounded very thin up top. I don't know if that was an emotional thing. I don't know if that was a choice. Either way, it's acceptable. If it's a choice, it's great. I understand the choice. If it's an emotional thing, then absolutely, that's understandable. And I'm much rather you give an emotional performance than a vocally or technically perfect one. I really enjoyed the performance. She's lovely. She seems to have a great connection to the music, a great connection to the text, and she communicates really well with the audience. I'm so impressed by her stage presence. Now, what I'll say is this. Toward the end specifically, I saw one or two things at the beginning, but I let them go because they were so brief and so small. Toward the end, the last third of the song, especially right there at the end, I started thinking, if I were working with her, or if I were working with someone and I was seeing these particular mannerisms, I might suggest dialing it back just a little bit, because like that little head thing she did right at the end, she was doing things like that a lot. Her face was really over expressing certain emotions, and that kind of over emoting, it makes me feel, watching it from up close, that they're manufactured expressions, not expressions that are simple reactions in your body to experiencing genuine emotion. And this is a thing that can happen a lot of the times with artists who start off very, very young and are very well coached very, very young. A lot of the times those coaches, they tend to get a little too rigid, and they put artists in a place where it's almost difficult for them to step out of the choreography and just allow themselves to express physically naturally. You'll see artists doing things naturally without having been told, that you can tell they've done 100 times before, because they've done it 100 times before and 1,000 times in rehearsal before that, because it's been beaten into them, it's been pounded into their muscle memory since they were 5 or 7 or 9 or whatever, and now they can't perform without those mannerisms popping out. The upside, when you're young, it really does a great job of helping you express emotions that maybe you're not quite mature enough to really understand. The downside is that when you get older and you can understand those emotions, every time you access them and emote genuinely, those taught, learned mannerisms tend to pop out, and they look a little inauthentic. They look a little plastic or rigid. And there are some big name artists that suffer from this. I've got a couple of them in my head. I'm not going to say them out loud. I'm talking about big name artists in their 40s, 50s, 60s who still do things that I think, wow, they must have learned that when they were 12. It's just completely second nature. And it does break the illusion of the performance for me. It does break my immersion a little bit. I feel like maybe she's suffering a little bit from that with her facial expressions, just a little bit. And I'm hoping, I mean, she's still very young. I'm hoping that she's going to be able to work her way out of that. That would be my only critique. This does not mean that she did anything wrong. And this does not mean I did not absolutely love the performance and that she's not incredibly talented. It's just what I see. And I got to tell you what I see. I mean, that's it. That's just what I see. I see a lovely young lady who has been rehearsing since she was maybe 5 or 7 and has developed some muscle memory that hopefully she can break, but that's keeping her from, in my opinion, really being able to let go and relax into a performance and just exist emotionally. It's like what I was saying at the beginning. I really would like to see her sort of let go a little bit, relax a little bit, right? Just she seemed a little rigid. One of the ways I came to this conclusion was by seeing repeated patterns, her doing the same things over and over again, like right at the end of lines, doing that little head cock that she did. She does that consistently, and that tells me that this is a way she shows intensity, because whenever she was young, somebody showed her this is what intensity looks like. And so that's what comes out whenever she gets intense. I can't explain it anymore. I hope those of you listening got to the end of that conversation, that explanation. It's just what I saw. I hope I explained it well. Beyond all that, like I said, at the end of the day, that was a beautiful performance by an amazing young lady who did a wonderful job. The vocals themselves were gorgeous. I kind of like that a little bit better than I did the Adele version, gotta admit it. So if you're watching this on YouTube, subscribe, like, comment, all the stuff. Dislike if you hated it, if you're angry at me, I understand, I get it. Just keep it fairly civil if you don't mind, please, in the comments. Yeah, that's it. That's all I got. So thank you so much for watching this with me once again. Please remember, as always, to be kind to each other. Be kind to me in the comments. And most importantly, be kind to yourself.